The race for India began in the late 15th century. European powers, Portuguese, Dutch, British, French and Danish, set sail, each vying for dominance in trade and territory. But how did the British outmaneuver them all? Let's dive in! In 1498, Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama arrived in Calicut, opening the sea route to India. The Portuguese East India Company was formed in 1505, with Francisco de Almeida as the first governor and João de Castro as the last. Their capital? Goa, established in 1530 by Nino da Cunha, who shifted the headquarters from Cochin. Their first factory? Calicut, 1500. But their blue water policy, focusing on naval supremacy, couldn't hold off rising European rivals. The Dutch East India Company was formed in 1602, aiming to dominate the spice trade. Their first governor, Peter Both, and their last, Cornelis van der Leen. Their capital, Pulicat, and their first factory, Masulipatam, 1605, but their focus on trade rather than territorial expansion made them vulnerable to British aggression. The British East India Company was formed in 1600 with Sir Thomas Smythe as its first governor and Charles Canning as the last. Their first factory, Surat, 1613, after Sir Thomas Roe secured a firman from Mughal Emperor Jahangir following the Battle of Swali in 1612, where the British defeated the Portuguese. In 1639, Francis Day leased Madras from the ruler of Chandragiri, securing a strategic foothold. The French East India Company was formed in 1664, with François Caron as its first governor and Louis Bonvin as the last. Their capital, Pondicherry, and their first factory, Surat, 1668. But their political miscalculations and conflicts with the British led to their downfall. The Danish East India Company was formed in 1616, with Ove Gedde as its first governor and Peter Anker as the last. Their capital, Tranquebar, and their first factory, Tranquebar, 1620, but their limited influence meant they couldn't compete with the British. The British had superior naval power, strategic alliances, and military victories like the Battle of Plassey in 1757. They played Indian rulers against each other, securing dominance. The Mughals were initially comfortable with European traders, but as British power grew they became wary. The Marathas, however, fiercely resisted British expansion. Christopher Columbus set sail in 1492, aiming for India, but instead, he landed in the Americas, mistakenly calling the natives Indians. By the 19th century, the British had outmaneuvered all European rivals, establishing British India. Their dominance shaped India's history forever. The European race for India was fierce, but only one empire emerged victorious. What do you think was the turning point? Let us know in the comments.